Hello, all you New Japan fans out there. Thank you for tuning in to another G1 Climax edition of Chris Black's NJPW Report. I am, of course, the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. We are on night 17 of Pro Wrestling's greatest tournament, which means this is the last night of the A block. We will finally see who will be advancing to the finals of the G1 Climax this Sunday. And I am so excited right now. Let's get right to the action. In the opening match, we have more action by the Young Lions as Tsuji takes on Gabriel Kidd. This match starts out hot with a dropkick by Tsuji and forearm strikes into the corner. He puts the boots to Kidd and does a flying splash right away. Kidd is finally able to get some offense in, delivering some forearms of his own, followed by a hard slap in the corner. A win by Tsuji tonight will secure his victory in the unofficial official C block. It's a good back and forth match. Both men are really wanting to score a win. They try to break each other down with forearms and chops before Tsuji nails a big spear and follows it up with a power slam. Tsuji picks up Kidd, puts him into a big swing, and transitions it into a Boston Crab, just like he did Uemura. And like Uemura, Kidd is not able to get out and taps out in 6 minutes 53 seconds. And at 14 points, ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner of the unofficial official C block. Tsuji is now the C block champion. So now I want to know if him and Clark Connors will be having a showdown at some point. I think both of these men are ready to graduate from being a young lion, and I'm excited for both of them. Congratulations to Tsuji for winning the C block. Alright, the first match of the last night of the A block, we have Jeff Cobb taking on Yujiro Takahashi. You know, it would be hilarious if Yujiro goes 0-9 in this tournament. Now that I think about it, has that even ever happened? I'm not liking his chances against Cobb, so it just might happen. So this is the moment of truth for Yujiro. He starts out doing too much jaw-jacking while giving Cobb the forearms, and he hasn't really earned the right to talk shit at this point. Cobb tries to suplex Yujiro on the outside, but Yujiro is able to reverse it into a reverse DDT, which gives Yujiro the opening he needs to take control of the match. Cobb gets his second win and mounts a dominant comeback, and I think it's a wrap for Yujiro. He hits a spin cycle and a standing moonsault, which usually means a Tour of the Islands is not far behind. However, Yujiro escapes the Tour of the Islands, throws the ref into Cobb, grabs his cane, and then hits Cobb in the throat. He then nails an angle slam, and then that spinning angle slam, which I didn't catch the name, but I think it's the Miami something. Then he actually hits the Pimp Juice for the first time in the tournament and wins in 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I cannot believe it. Yujiro has defeated Jeff Cobb. And I'm hearing from the commentators that Honma actually went 0-9 back in 2014 in the G1 Climax. So Yujiro's not the biggest loser ever. Next match, we have Shingo Takagi taking on Minoru Suzuki. And this is a rematch from when Suzuki took the Never Openweight title from Shingo. So we all know this is going to be a brutal, hard-hitting match. They go right at it, exchanging strikes. There's no love lost between these two. Suzuki takes the fight to the outside, pounding away on Shingo, and then goes right after the arm again, which has been his strategy throughout the tournament. They begin trading forearms as Shingo has Suzuki going, but too much damage has been done to the arm for his strikes to have much impact. Suzuki goes for the Gotch-style pile driver, but is reversed into a DVD by Shingo. Suzuki catches him in a flying armbar and transitions that into a triangle choke. Shingo escapes, but Suzuki stays on the arm. Shingo and Suzuki just unload onto each other as Suzuki goes for the kill. Shingo gets up and delivers Last of the Dragon for the win in 12 minutes 29 seconds. Didn't expect for it to end like that so soon, but this was a nice hard-hitting match and actually furthers the Never Openweight story between these two. Suzuki has a funny looking grin on his face as Shingo stares at the title. This is far from over. In the next match, we have Kazuchika Okada taking on Will Ospreay. This is once again Chaos member versus Chaos member. Man, I love this tournament, pitting friends against friends. Ospreay has never beaten Okada, who was the one who invited him to join the faction as a junior heavyweight some years ago. Ospreay immediately goes on the offense, using the high-flying offense to get an early advantage, but he finds himself in the money clip early on. He's able to get to the rope and takes the fight to the outside. Okada hits a draping DDT off the apron, slowing down the pace, and goes after the neck of Ospreay. Okada is currently on a 5-match winning streak, despite not using the Rainmaker as a finisher. Okada is doing a really good job keeping Ospreay from building momentum, but Ospreay is able to set Okada up into the corner, drop kicks him out, and then hits a dive over the corner to the outside onto Okada. Back in the ring, he tries for the Stormbreaker, but Okada is able to block it. They start trading forearms, and with a flurry of offensive moves and counters, Ospreay comes out on top. He goes for the Stormbreaker again, but Okada is able to reverse it and hits a Tombstone piledriver. Then locks in the money clip, but Ospreay gets to the rope to break the hold. When he gets back up, he nails a Poison Rana on Okada and then hits the Oscutter. Then some reversals later, Okada does hit a spinning lariat and puts the money clip back on. Suddenly we see B. Priestley at ringside cheering on Ospreay and actually gets into the ring distracting the ref. Then in comes this big bastard, which the commentators call the Great Okan, jumps in, grabs Okada, and then chokeslams him. Ospreay gets up and nails the Stormbreaker for the win in 17 minutes 4 seconds. Will tries looking surprised, but this is pro wrestling. We all know he was behind this. Ospreay then jumps back in the ring, hits a hidden blade on an already down Okada, and starts swearing at him, saying that he's been holding him back. So we all know this is far from over between these two. In the next match, we have Kota Ibushi taking on Tai Chi. Ibushi has his game face on. This is a must-win if he's going to advance in the finals for a third year in a row. There's a stare down right in the middle of the ring as the two starts to trade kicks to the thigh. Both men are shaking off the pain after each exchange, but they continue trading kicks, but this time more rapidly. Now they go from the legs to the chest, kicking each other in the chest, then throwing boots to the face. Both men go down after a hard boot to the face by their opponent. Tai Chi sits up and offers his back as a target. Ibushi nails him with a kick and then sits down himself, challenging him to kick. So this goes on, both men challenging the other, kicking their back, then sitting down, offering their back up. This is a weird kick exchange, but I'm digging it. As they stand up, they start with mid kicks to the chest. Tai Chi is the first one to go down, but then he gets up and nails 3 unanswered mid kicks to the chest. This time Ibushi's the one to go down. At the 10-minute mark, they're back to kicking the thighs, throwing boots to the face, and each does a high kick to the head before both men collapse. They are both feeling the effects of all these kicks, but they are still going at it. Tai Chi snatches off his pants and this time looks very frustrated and throws him to the ground. They start with some low kicks as both men struggle to stay on their feet. There has been no pin attempts yet in this match, and we are at the 15-minute marks. The kicks are slowly running out of steam. Ibushi then hits a buzzsaw kick, followed by a Kamigoye, and Tai Chi is out for the 3 count in 17 minutes 12 seconds. Ibushi is now at 14 points, but he needs Jay White to lose in order to secure his victory of the A block. So we will see what happens. Which is next? We have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Jay White in the main event. Jay White has a tough challenge ahead of him. Not impossible, but will be challenging. I'm not expecting a straight up match. I expect Jay to use every single dirty trick in the book. Jay does his typical in and out of the ring routine, waiting for Ishii to make a mistake. Ishii just stands in the middle of the ring waiting. White gets in the ring and slaps him in the face, then gets forearmed right outside the ring. Ishii throws him back in, catches Gato sneaking up on him, but that's all the distraction Jay needs in order to run him into the barricade before throwing him back in the ring. White, feeling overconfident, he starts using Ishii's head to clap along with the fans. That takes balls. Jay needs to stay on top of Ishii while he's down because he gets up and starts chopping and forearming him in the corner. The wear from this grueling tournament is beginning to show on Ishii. Jay starts to work on Ishii's leg, but is still taking his time. Ishii gets in White's face, baiting him to hit him. At first, Ishii just keeps walking into the forearms, but when Jay sees that's not working, he goes back to the knee. Jay continues to taunt Ishii while he's down, and you know what they say about poking the bear? Ishii hobbling on his legs, he's still able to nail a superplex for a close 2 count. Every single time Ishii mounts a comeback, Jay goes right back to the leg, locks on that reverse figure 4, which he calls the Tanahashi tap out, which could be the Ishii tap out tonight. Ishii is writhing in pain, grabbing the ref, doing anything not to tap out, but is able to crawl to the ropes, and Jay White has to break the hold. Things are not looking good for Ishii at this moment. But Ishii does give Jay a taste of his own medicine as he goes after Jay's leg, hooks on the knee bar as White grabs for the ref while Gato sneaks in. Ishii is pushed into the ref, Gato is taken out, but White low blows Ishii. Both men are fighting to end this match, but in the end, a vertical brainbuster by Ishii puts White away and ends his hopes of winning the block. Match ends 24 minutes, 35 seconds. And with that loss, we have our winner. Kota Ibushi will be advancing to the finals, where he will meet the winner of the B block. So once again, Kota Ibushi has made it to the G1 Climax finals 3 years in a row. We will see what happens on Sunday. And for my match of the night, I'm going to have to go with Will Ospreay versus Okada. I really enjoy these matches where they have team member fighting against team member. It's all about competition, but not tonight, as we see that Ospreay had some other plans. He turned on Okada, turning on Chaos in the process, and I'm very interested to see where this story is going to go. I think that Okada likes to write his own narrative, and since he doesn't currently hold the title, he needs some kind of story that's going to keep him relevant, and a feud with Will Ospreay will probably do that. And I'm thinking that this feud will probably culminate in a match at Wrestle Kingdom 15, but only time will tell. That about does it for night 17, the A block finals. We have our winner, Kota Ibushi. If you have enjoyed this review, I ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you are notified whenever new episodes are uploaded. You can also follow me on social media. Links are in the description. That'll take you to my Facebook page, Instagram, as well as my Twitter. And why don't you show the Saturday Night SlamCasters some love? Links are in the description. That'll take you to our podcast, YouTube channel, Facebook page, and our Facebook group. I want to thank you for tuning in for another edition of Chris Black's NJPW Report. I will see you at the B Block Finals. Come get slammed.